no. We're just walking past, and I have to say that is the best title. I Grew My Boobs in China is possibly the best title I've ever seen on any book anywhere.
I know. Listening to some radio programs. It's like, wow. So, have you read the book?
I haven't, no. We're just walking past, and I have to say that is the best title. I Grew My Boobs in China is possibly the best title I've ever seen on any book anywhere.
I know. And you know, you should meet Savannah because she's just this vibrant 25-year-old. She's writing her third book.
Yeah.
Sharp as a tack. She's making her full-time living on this, and they're all planning on going on another family vacation, like traveling for another year in another couple of years. 2018, I think. Phenomenal story.
Yeah. I'm definitely a believer in travel. Completely opens your eyes in a way that no other education can. And I'd love my kids, like I have kids, I'd love them one day. If they say to me, we want to go traveling, I'm like, great. Let's find out how to do it. And because I think it just broadens the mind in a way that nothing else can.
Oh yeah. Would you work while you travel?
I think it depends. I don't know. See, I'm coming from a very different place than I was, say, if I was 10 years ago, I'd have been totally all over it. But now having kids of my own, and they're quite young, you see, so it's not like something I would do right now.
Yeah.
I just would like to travel.
Yeah.
But if I was in a place where I didn't have the same responsibilities and I could spend a month or two in this country and then work while I was there, and just because when you're working it's not the same as going on a tourist experience, completely different. And I've had that experience going to other countries whereby I've gone on a route that wasn't a more touristic experience, it was a more local experience. And the experience that you get when you do mingle with the locals much more and you get immersed in the culture, it is so much better than going to a hotel and just going on the tour guide trips and everything like that. It's completely different. And if you were working in a country, then you would be immersed in that so much more than if you were just visiting, right? So I can see the benefits of a working holiday rather than a package holiday,
What do you do now?
I'm actually a photographer now.
Ooh.
So,
Good for you. Where did you take your training?
I actually did a media degree way back prior, in the days when I was in radio and what have you. I did a media degree in photography, was part of that degree, but I never took it very seriously because all I wanted to do was radio or TV, and I didn't take it any seriously. And now that later then I have children and you see the benefit of what still images can do, I rediscovered it, shall we say, and then I've been doing a lot more training since with various mentors and things like that, just to up my game and reintroduce myself in a way that it's more, because obviously things have changed very, very different from my university days. It was all film back then, things like composure kind of rules and that haven't changed, but very much styles and stuff now, and the fact that Photoshop rules and,
What's your favorite camera?
My favorite camera is one I don't have.
What's that?
A photographer I actually work with quite a lot, she has a Nikon D4.
Good
and
camera.
I love that camera, and occasionally I'm allowed to touch it. and I'm allowed to take the odd photo. I do actually, I've used it. She hired me for one job and she let me use it the entire job, and it was like it was so lovely.
Do you know Trey Radcliffe?
I know the name.
World's famous photographer out of Australia.
And I'm sure I've seen his work.
He was a Nikon nut, a Nikon fanatic. Everything was Nikon until he got a Sony A7R in his hands.
Really?
Sold every scrap of Nikon.
I've heard good things. Yeah.
Sony A7.
They come up. It was always a Canon versus Nikon war, or Nikon, depending on where you come from. And I started Canon, and I actually went to Nikon.
A lot of people do.
Mostly because the majority of the people, my friends had Nikon that I shoot with, so it made more sense because then you can do more lens swapping and, you know, things that they might know that I don't.
Yep.
You can trade info and things like that. So that's why I went down that night. And once you're committed to a system,
it's like Apple or Android.
yeah,
you know,
because you've got all the stuff.
You've got all the stuff.
Yeah, you're committed.
This one, that's a mirrorless.
Ah, nice.
Half the weight.
Yeah.
And I have a neck injury, so I can't take a
So
heavy
that's what you need when you're going around the world, growing your boobs in China.
And it does 29 minutes of video, high def video, 1060p.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
love
And that's the thing, if I did more traveling, I mean, I'd love to do like more travel photography, but yeah, mirrorless would be probably the way to go, right? Because not so much of the cumbersome. Like I know when I go anywhere, I went to England this year and I was like, what lenses do I take? I want to take my 70 to 200, but it's too heavy, and you know, so it's, you know, if you don't have to have that issue.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. Yeah. That's fantastic. So getting back to this book, I agree with you. I don't think she could get a better title. What do you think of this one, Backpacks and Ferocity? It's not quite as strong as this one, because this is going to lead every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time, you know?
Absolutely.
I bet you 40% of our traffic comes in from that banner.
It was me. I was just walking past. That's it. I'm just walking past and went, that is the coolest book title ever.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with it, but it makes me actually want to read the book.
Savannah Grace came up with it, and it is fantastic.
And it definitely, like I said, the way that travel does open your eyes way more. I mean, that title completely says that, you know, you're
you know what we're going to do
owning
today?
your spurs.
Yes, exactly. We're going to invite females who want to help narrate part of this book, and we're going to get them to narrate a couple of chapters or a couple of paragraphs, and then we'll stitch it together and turn it into an audiobook.
Oh, that's awesome.
See audience participation. Is that good?
That's awesome.
Good idea.
Love the idea.
Yeah, that way you immerse people in a much deeper level, and then once they read a couple of paragraphs, they're going to say, oh my gosh, this is such a great book. Really, really fantastic book. Yeah, good. I really enjoyed it. So from Britain, and you went back to Britain. Did things change a lot when you went back?
Yeah, some for the better, some not so much, but it is. I mean, I definitely consider Canada my home now. We definitely came back home here rather than going back home there. And there are certain things that you get in your head. You have your own stereotype that in your head builds over time, and then when you go back, oh, it's not like that at all.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So it is quite different.
Perfect. And what does your husband do?
He's actually a computer guy.
Computer tech?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. I used to be a computer tech.
He's an IT consultant, I think. He calls himself an IT guru.
An IT guru?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of work out there for IT gurus.
Yeah, he's so busy right now.
I know. It's crazy. They can't keep up with technology now.
Yeah, and you know, he just, every time he thinks, oh yeah, I've got to handle it, he's got more people throwing work at him like crazy because he's got his coding, half of his business, and he looks after various small businesses that don't have enough.
Oh, he's a programmer?
Yeah, and he does a little bit of CRM programming, and then he also maintains servers, etc. for like businesses that don't have enough people for their own IT department.
Right.
So he looks after those smaller businesses. That's what he does, and he's just he's so busy.
I used to be a technician for the banks, CIBC in Hong Kong, and I was called down one time to take a server down, and they were closing down the branch, and they took the doors off of the branch.
Oh wow!
But what they didn't realize is they had a safe full of money. No doors, no security. SWAT was there within 3 minutes. And I had to tell the guy, he had a semi-automatic machine gun pointed right at my shoulder. I had to tell him to move it 3 times because SWAT, like, a safe full of money. You take away the doors. What is the matter with you people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the dumbest things. What do you think of the show?
Good. Well, we've only got this far so far.
Oh.
We've done we're coming to the end of this hall, and we still have one more hall to do.
You'll love it.
So.
What's your opinion of this, the parts that you've seen?
Good. you know, and it hasn't been too busy yet, but I can see it's building. I can't do when it gets too busy. I'm like,
it's going to get crazy.
And actually, it's been nice as well that it's not too. One thing I don't like about trade shows is when you have too many people in costume, and it's not been like that here. So you know, people will only engage with you if you actually show interest, which has been really nice.
Low key, no pressure, very classy.
Do pressure. I put my wall up.
Yeah, it puts a buffer between you and your customers. You don't develop relationships like that. Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much, Mandy. I really enjoyed this interview. It was great, and I love the fact that you love the title.
I do. So I really do. I think this is all the book that I can imagine. I haven't read it yet, but I can sort of imagine that might be good for my own kids to read. I have 2 girls, so I can imagine that it's something that they would
take this pamphlet with you, and it tells you a little bit about it through the show, and then if you want to pick up a book on the way out. Absolutely. Awesome. And that's my company too.
Okay.
I do trade show web radio stuff.
Did I lose? I had one of those. Okay.
Yeah,
I lost that.
Thanks so much, Mandy. I really appreciate the interview. It was fun. And we'll email you with this interview. This is just something fun that we put together. And you can share it with your friends and family.
All right.
Terrific. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. Bye-bye. Take care. We just were talking with Mandy Peacock, and what a delightful young lady. And she's got an interview here, and she's gonna. Here's the thing. Keep putting these pamphlets in the hands of your customers. As soon as you start putting pamphlets in the hands of your customers, they get it, because now you're taking away a little bit of a story, something that they can read at their leisure. They can read during the trade show, and if they go home and they want to pull this out, they could buy the book or a training program or whatever you're marketing or whatever you're selling from there. It is a brilliant idea, and it does really work. So, here we go. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.